Yes. Yes, you are welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Samuel Champong. Mami Mr. Welcome. Please share if you're on this page. Please share if you're on this page. I salute Samuel Dua. Say Samuel Dua, I salute, sir. Please, if you're on this page, please share this. Somebody might need this. Somebody might need this. Let's share. Share to another page. Share to a friend. Tag a friend. Let's share. 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 We are doing part 3 of opportunities in crisis. We are doing part 3 of opportunities in crisis. We are just about to start. It's just 2 minutes past 8. It's just 2 minutes past 8. We are about to start. Okay, let's go straight to business. Let's go straight to business. Opportunities in Crisis Part 3. Opportunities in Crisis Part 3. It's been a wonderful 2-part series already. And I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed it, please don't keep this to yourself. Let somebody also have a feel of what is it about in terms of the opportunities in crisis. It's become a wonderful journey. And I'm enjoying it as well. All right. Let me go straight to business. No time to waste here. All right, so today, for those that that you are new on this platform, my name is Oscar Bimpong. Oscar is an author, is a transformational speaker. Oscar is a corporate trainer and a business consultant. And because of the COVID-19, I put upon myself to really discuss a pertinent topic, that is trying to see opportunities in crisis. Now we are in the crisis season because of COVID-19. The question is, there are so much negativity out there, but I want you to understand that in the midst of the negativity, are there any opportunities in there? And that is what we've been talking about the last 2 weeks, and we are still on it. We really want you to understand that it doesn't matter what is happening, there are still opportunities around for you. I don't know whether you are ready. That is why today I'm wearing this t-shirt. It's written, I am born ready. I'm born ready for anything that happens in my life. But I don't know about you, if you are born ready. Are you ready for the challenge ahead? Are you ready for the difficulty ahead? Are you ready to war? Are you ready to battle? Because to succeed is not just about talking, it's about doing. And the moment you start taking action, that is the moment you start getting problems. And that is the moment you start facing obstacles. That is the moment you start facing challenges. And this is what separates the successful ones from the unsuccessful ones. The challenges we face become a wall that separates one party from the other. That is why you cannot just talk your way through. You cannot just talk and you will succeed. It's beyond talking. Are you ready? That is the question I'm asking you. So today, we are going to talk about the main impact areas of crisis, and we are going to specifically look at today the mind. We are going to look specifically today the mind. And next week we will look at, coming Wednesday, we will look at talent, vision, or business. That is when there is crisis, the impact on your talent, your vision, or your business. And I think that is going to be a fascinating discussion to talk about, because look, it's very interesting that the impact that it makes and how you can turn it around. In doing my research, I really find some interesting things about how people are able to turn misfortune to fortune, from challenges to breakthrough. And can we also be on the same paradigm? Because if it has already been done, then you can also do it. So today we are going to talk about the impact of crisis on your mind. I just want you to share this for somebody to have a look at this, for somebody to listen to this. The impact of crisis on your mind. There have been two main crises that have shaped our world in this 21st century. And the first one was 9/11. 9/11 really shaped our air travel, our border controls, and immigration. I can boldly say that before 9/11, getting visa was very easy. There were no much checks. Traveling, nowadays, if you are traveling, it's like, if you are not careful, when you get to immigration border control, before you realize you are even naked, because look, you just take everything off. And this is how the world was shaped. But there is one thing I want you to understand, that it doesn't matter what happens. Now you cannot take liquids, you cannot take drinks and other stuff to the plane. But do you know why? Human beings, we are able to adapt. That is one powerful tool that we have. It doesn't matter the challenge, it doesn't matter the crisis, we are able to adapt. I have not seen so many people saying that because there was there is this border checks and border controls, and air travel has become very, very strict. Because of that, I'm not traveling anymore. People still travel. Why? Because people have really adjusted to the situation. No matter the situation in your life, if you are ready to really fight the battle, you should be able to adjust. Now, the reason why many of us are not able to adjust is that we concentrate on the other side, which is the challenges, and not finding solutions. I always say that nobody buys challenges. Nobody takes money and say, I'm buying challenges. Nobody. People always buy solutions. So if you dwell on the side of challenges and you are not able to turn challenges into solutions, then it means that nobody is going to invest in you. And what you have to understand is that challenges are meant to be solved. And if you solve it, then there is the potential for people to buy it. Everything that you use money to buy, every single thing, means that somebody is solving a problem. So the money that you spend on the normal day, you wake up, you spend like £100, $100 a day, you spend like 200 naira a day, 200 cedis a day. Whatever you are using your money to buy, it means that somebody is finding a solution to a problem. Now, the question I want to ask you is that, what solutions are you bringing to the table? Now we are in crisis. Now there is COVID-19. Now there is pandemic. It is a challenge. What solutions are you bringing on the table? Because people only buy the solutions you put on the table, not the challenges that you discuss. Maybe I have to repeat that. People only buy the solutions you bring on the table, not the challenges that you discuss. Many are discussing challenges. Many are discussing the pandemic. Many are discussing COVID-19, but they are not bringing any solutions to the table. This is a great opportunity for you to solve a segment of the challenges that people are facing, and in the long run, you are going to really create a platform for solving that problem for life. Now, the 2008 financial crisis, it affected the financial market and how loans were being disbursed. Now, if you want to go for a loan, they even have a pre-check that they do before they even go in to really go through the loan process with you. And that is about your income and your expenditure on the phone. And after, if they realize that your income and expenditure does not really match, then you don't even go to the next stage of getting through the process of getting the loan. It all happened just because of the financial crisis. But human beings have adjusted to the situation. There is one thing I want you to understand, that it doesn't matter the crisis that happens. Human beings have been created in such a way that they can adapt. The people that are not able to adapt are the ones that concentrate on the challenges without concentrating on what? On finding solutions. And I've said it several times, that it is easy to dwell on the challenges than to dwell on solutions. The mind, in one way or the other, has been created for it to really just accommodate challenges rather than finding solutions. So the mind is one of the areas that is impacted when there is crisis. What people don't even understand is that there are some people, they get the COVID-19 before they actually get it. Because in their mind and in their subconscious, they are always thinking they have it. They are always thinking they can get it. They are always thinking there is a possibility for them to get it. So in their mind, they have already get COVID-19. They already have it. The mind is one powerful tool that if you are not able to look after it very well, I always tell people that the mind is like an egg. It's like a fresh egg. You have to handle it with care. Otherwise, it's so delicate that when it leaves your hands and it breaks, you cannot rebuild it again. It can be very difficult coming back to its normal state. I want you to write this thing down. Crisis doesn't attack the body first when it surfaces, but the mind. When the crisis succeeds in attacking the mind, then the whole body is attacked. Very interesting. Let me repeat this. It's very interesting. I love it. I love writing quotes, man. Crisis doesn't attack the body first when it surfaces, but the mind. When the crisis succeeds in attacking the mind, then the whole body is attacked. There is a saying that cancer does not kill, but the attack of cancer of the mind is what it kills. Because the moment somebody realizes that he has got cancer, it's not the cancer itself that that causes the death, but the mind that is attacked is what really fights it. So the mind now begins to either succumb, and when the mind succumbs to the cancer, then you are dead already. Everything that we are going through in life, if we succumb to it, when the mind succumbs to it, it means that we are already finished. It is game over. There is nothing to even talk about, because if the mind succumbs, every part of the body succumbs to it. Today we are just going to finish quickly. Now, what does crisis triggers? What does it trigger? One, it triggers fear and panic. Now, all of us are panicking. All of us are having fear. We don't know what the future holds. For COVID-19 itself, our job, our family and relations, our business, our vision, we don't know what is going on. We are just panicking. We are living in fear. But I always say this, that it is always normal to live in fear, because fear is part of creation. So it is normal for you to have fear, but it is abnormal for you to stay in fear. Very interesting. It is normal for you to have fear, but it is abnormal for you to stay in fear. I'm busy. They are always around. Yes. So fear is part of us. At any point in time, we meet situations that causes us to fear. But that is normal. But for it to stay in fear is what is crazy. It's what really gets us not to really achieve that goal that we want in life. So crisis triggers fear. It leads to a sense of loss. That is, even your normal lifestyle is even taken away from you. The things you love doing, you are not just yourself. And that is happening to all of us. Now let me tell you this. Anything that is happening to too many people, and you just take it upon yourself, that you are the only one that is happening to, that is where you have that sense of loss. This is a worldwide phenomenon. So you should not take it upon yourself and live in your closet thinking that you are the only one that is affected. It is affecting everyone. But the only difference is that the response of everyone is different. What is your response to the crisis at stake? is your response to the crisis at stake? If you are not able to respond to it appropriately, then I can tell you that you are more likely to really lose focus. Please, if you just join us, we are talking about the impact of crisis on the mind. And if you find it very interesting, I would like you to share this to your page, tag somebody. Don't just listen. I don't know, probably. Just tag somebody. Just share it to a group. Share it to a page for somebody to also have a feel of this. I think this is one of the things that you can really help us to spread the word. Sorry. Now, we are talking about what crisis triggers. It also triggers anxiety. It triggers worry. Worry because we don't know the outcome of the crisis. As we are speaking, we don't know where this pandemic is going to end. We don't know even when it ends. Do we still even have a job? Excuse me. Do we still even have a job? We don't know what is at stake for us. Some people are already in financial mess. How does the future hold for us? There is so much anxiety around, which is normal, which we agree perfectly, which we think that, is the situation that has brought us to this stage. But the question is that in the midst of the anxiety, can you stay at a level of positivity? You see, the problem a lot of people have in this world is that they cannot stay in a level where the status quo says we should stay. Now, the status quo says we should fear, we should panic, people are dying. But can you stay on another level where you say, I'm not part of that status quo, I will continue to pursue my vision, this is an opportunity for me. Can you stay the opposite direction of the status quo? Anytime I'm in Ghana, I tell young people that don't tell me Ghana is difficult, because that is no news. If you say that, you are repeating yourself. But in the midst that everybody is singing the national anthem that Ghana is difficult, can you stand on the side and say, for me, the difficulty is what I'm going to solve, and the solutions I bring on the table, I believe people will buy it, and I'm going to stand out from the crowd? There are always two positions in life. That is what I always say. There are only two positions in life. You are alive or you are dead. You are a man or you are a woman. I've got a right hand and a left hand. I've got two eyes, one standing here, one standing there. I've got nose, one hole here, one hole here. At the mouth, there is an upper and lower lip. Everything is in twos. In the same way, for you to think, there are only two options. You either think negative or positive. There is no in between. Some people think they are positive, but they are not, because they are not conscious of themselves. Where do you stand? Even in normal life, you are not positive. Then when there are crises, it becomes worse. You see, until you build your mind to a certain level, there is no way you can succeed. You see, even you can get a miracle, but the miracle will not stay. Why? Because you haven't prepared your mind to really operate at a certain realm. You see, there are realms, there are levels in which the mind can operate. Some minds are operating in the lower league. They cannot operate in the Premier League of life. Why? Because they haven't trained their mind to operate at a certain level. Until you train your mind to operate at a certain level, there is no way you can really succeed to a certain level. You see, that there are limitations that are created in the mind. I always say the biggest prison and the most dangerous prison is not the prison with locks and walls, but is the prison of the mind, which have no locks and what? And walls. There are no walls in your mind. The walls that are found in your mind are created by you. That is you saying to yourself that you cannot rise to a certain potential. You have already locked your mind at a certain level. And trust me, a lot of people have locked their mind in a certain level and they cannot rise above it. That is very normal. There are a lot of people, they cannot rise above a certain level. Somebody is in the police force and they think they cannot be an IGP. Somebody is in the teaching field and they think they cannot really go to the level of becoming the head in the education sector. Somebody is in business and they believe that they cannot have branches. You see, you have created a what? A limitation in your mind. And that limitation is one of the most dangerous walls that anyone can build in a mind. Now, what does crisis what? Triggers? It triggers unstable mind. It triggers unstable mind. When the mind is unstable, everything about your life is not stable. What is an unstable mind? An unstable mind is a mind that's not able to make decisions. I think we will come to this, decision and communication in crisis. An unstable mind is a mind that does not have self-belief. And an unstable mind is the mind that does not believe in possibility. An unstable mind believes that success is meant for certain category of people and not them. An unstable mind is not ready to fight battles. An unstable mind always finds excuses. An unstable mind thinks that they are not born for greatness. In our generation, excuses is the order of the day. People just they find it so fun and they are in tune. They love it to give excuses. And one good thing about our excuses is that they are very emotional. And we can give 1 million reasons why we should accept your excuses. When somebody is supposed to have an appointment with you and they come an hour late, and when they come with excuses. Does anybody care about your excuses? No. Excuses has become part of us. We are not able to achieve or live to our full potential because of excuses. For the next 10 years, somebody will be using COVID-19 as an excuse. You don't understand. Up till now, people are using 2008 financial crisis as an excuse. I lost my house during 2008. And 2020, he's still giving that excuse. Within the 12 years, what have you done? Rather than giving excuses. You see, they say when you go to Rome, you do what the Roman does. In the same way, when you want to get to the top, you need to behave the way those at the top they do. What do they do? Those at the top, they are not successful by giving excuses. They are successful because they are doers. They go out there and pursue. They don't give excuse. There are some people, they love to pray. But when they finish praying, whatever they prayed about, they get up and give excuse. So he wants a job and he prays about it. Go out there, look for job 1 or 2, 3, and he is not successful, and he starts giving excuse. I can tell you, see, I want to bring practicality into life, and that is, you can continue to drink any form of anointing oil, but if you don't take action, nothing will happen. Because you see, it is action that triggers another level in life. But if you continue to talk without taking action, nothing happens. Now, what does crisis triggers? It sparks emotions. One of the people I don't want to be around are people who are emotional. I don't want to be around people who are emotional. Every single thing, they are emotional. When such people are the people you surround yourself with, emotional people, then I can tell you that there is no way you can succeed, because those people create an atmosphere of downheartedness. Every single situation, they make you downhearted. Why? Because they crave for emotions. Their emotions it triggers a whole lot in your life that causes you to what? To be distressed. I hate being people who are emotional. I like people that in the midst of the challenge, they don't see emotions, but they see solutions. They see solutions. They see solutions. When people are crying, people are emotional, people are pouring their heart unnecessarily, they are rather thinking solutions. Those are the people that you need in your life. People that do not really embellish the truth, but they spit out the truth, such that if that is what you want to life, you run with it, and because of that, you become successful like them. The worst case scenario is that crisis can trigger nervous breakdown. Nervous breakdown. And that is the extreme. That is the extreme level of fear, extreme level of anxiety, a stressful moment that can lead to depression. I can tell a lot of people are depressed already because of the pandemic. So somebody who is depressed, who is stressed, who is so anxious, how can that person see an opportunity in crisis? And if that person is your best friend, I can bet you also not see any opportunity in the crisis. All of you are going to dwell on the negatives of the crisis. Write this down. If the mind succumbs to the pressures of crisis, then the battle is lost in the mind before you even take a real step. If the mind succumbs to the pressures of crisis, then the battle is lost in the mind before you even take any real step. There is so much pressure everywhere. Some people have already lost their job. Some people are working at home. Some people, their hours are reduced. Some people, their business has really collapsed. Which is a tough situation. It's a tough call. It's a difficult moment. Two things. It's either you succumb or you gather the pieces and start all over again. Gathering the pieces and starting all over again looks impossible. If people have already written you off, people have already laughing at you, people are already jubilating in their head that one that was a giant before, that giant has fallen. The question is, can you come out bigger and better? It all starts here. Success and failure starts in the mind. It does not start from whether you have resources or not. It starts here. Some people have already lost the battle before they take a step. Here. And when you lose it here, in real life, you have already lost it. I have a friend. He said, look, I'm going to Ghana to go and try whether I will survive. I told him, don't go at all because you will not succeed. because already you have lost it here. If you are going to try, it means that when it doesn't work well, you will come back. But when you say to yourself that I'm going there to win, it doesn't matter the situation, you have already won in your mind before you get there. Because in your mind, you have already won it. So the battle has already been won here. So when it happens physical, it doesn't matter. When you don't succeed at the moment, it doesn't matter. When people tell you you cannot make it, it doesn't matter. When people say no, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have already won it here. Most people have lost the battle in their mind before they even take a step. That is why I'm so passionate about the mind. That is why I've started the Mindset Revolution coaching on Skype. Just inbox me. It's just 3 sessions. 3 sessions to work on your mind. And then by the time I finish with you, you will never be the same. Success will be your friend. Whatever is happening in your life today, it wouldn't matter. But what will matter is what you are doing today. Because what you are doing today is what is going to warrant a different future tomorrow. The question is, what are you doing today? However, if the mind rises above the challenge at stake, then you are in a position to take control of the crisis at hand. That is why it is important to work on your mind. In times of crisis, 2 things happen. In times of crisis, 2 things happen. It is either your mind becomes domiciled in a comfort zone, or it is provoked to do exploits. Very interesting, isn't it? In times of crisis, 2 things happen. It is either your mind becomes domiciled in a comfort zone, or it is provoked to do exploits. A comfort zone is a zone where you have the biggest king-size bed. Oh, my days. You don't want to leave the bed because it's so comfortable. You see, sleeping is not only on bed. Sleeping, the biggest and the most dangerous form of sleeping, is having a life without a vision. That is the most dangerous form of sleeping. Should I repeat that for you? Sleeping is not that sleeping that happens on a bed. The most dangerous form of sleeping is to have a life without a purpose or a vision. Many people are alive, but they are asleep. Because there is nothing at stake in their life that really takes them. There is nothing happening in their life that causes them to really pursue anything. Their life means that they are asleep. So physically they are asleep on the bed, but with their vision, they are even more, I think they are in coma. Very interesting. Where do you stand? Let me know where you stand. Let's go through and finish quickly. We are still on the impact of crisis on the mind. The thoughts in the subconscious mind are activated during crisis. If the ruler of the mind is negative thoughts, then it will easily align with the crisis and vice versa. The thoughts in the subconscious mind are activated during crisis. So in your subconscious mind, you have fed your mind with a particular thought for far too long. So if I always talk about the 2 ruling parties, the 2 ruling political parties of the mind. The 2 ruling political parties of the mind are the positive thinking party and the negative thinking party. Now, in some people, in their mind, I call it the democracy of the mind. But there are some people in their mind, is what I call the autocracy of the mind. Democracy of the mind is like democracy of the world. Now, of the world, democracy means that at a particular point in time, some political party, they are voted to power, and at a particular point in mind, another political party is given the chance to also be voted to power, meaning that there can be change of political hands from one party to another. The same thing applies to the democracy of the mind. Democracy of the mind are people that are in the political thinking party, that is the positive thoughts or the negative thoughts. So I call it the political thinking party, the political thoughts and the negative what? Thoughts, political thoughts. So there are some people, today they think negative, the next day they think what? Positive. That means they are operating democracy of the mind. Now, if you are operating democracy of the mind, then it means that one day you think positive and the next day you think negative, means that you are never going to grow. Therefore, for you to succeed in a mind, there have to be an autocratic rule. Autocratic rule is just giving one political party the upper hand to rule. Now, what is the political party that is ruling in your mind? Is it positive thoughts or negative thoughts? This is very critical to your success in life. For you to succeed, you need an autocratic rule of the mind. And that should be constant positive thoughts. Meaning that it does not matter what you are going through. What matters is what you can do. How you train the mind is the results that you are going to get. If the ruler of the mind is negative thoughts, then it will easily align with the crisis. So if you have got the autocratic rule of your mind to be negative thoughts, then when there is crisis, your mind can easily align with what? With the negative thoughts. The thoughts in the subconscious mind are activated during crisis. If the ruler of the mind is negative thoughts, then it will easily align with the crisis. Now, how to overcome crisis in the mind? How to overcome crisis in the mind? The first step is to calm down. Most of the time when there's crisis, that is where we get too much agitated. We need to train our mind to calm down. Let me give you an example. I had an accident in Ghana just recently, about a month ago when I was in Ghana. And when I had the accident, somebody just came to knock at the car door of my car. Very terrible one. Now, the person that hit my car, when he came out, he was very calm, but I was agitated. Very agitated. Because I was going somewhere very important. And because of that, I have to cancel the appointment. But that person was very calm. Actually, he fixed my car. Then I realized that when everything was over, the car was fixed, and one day I was sitting down, and the Holy Spirit ministered to me that I want you to be like that man. That when there is crisis, you just have to calm down. Now, when there is crisis, the first thing that comes is that we are agitated. Can we calm down when there is crisis? To be honest, I'm trying to work that thing out. I'm trying my best. It's not easy, But if somebody can do it, we can also do it. The guy was so calm. And because he was calm, I also became what? Calm. Meaning that the people that surround you, how they see and perceive things, you also become. If they see things and they become agitated, they become confused, they panic and they fear, you are more likely to also catch that flu. But when they are calm and they start thinking and finding different ways of doing things, they start finding solutions, you will also catch the same flu. Because the way that man was calm, I also started becoming calm. Wow, the volume is too low. I hope it's better. Yes. So which are the people that you are surrounding yourself with? So the first step to overcome crisis in the mind is to calm down. Communicate effectively and make good decisions. The second one is to think and stay positive. It's very difficult, but it's achievable. I'll talk about positives and negatives. I don't want to waste time on it. In the midst of crisis, how to overcome crisis in the mind, you have to learn what I call positive affirmations. I do it all the time. Positive affirmations. It's about saying to yourself who you want to become. It's a very powerful tool. Positive affirmations. Saying to yourself who you want to become. So me, these are the things I say to myself. Oscar, you are born for greatness. Oscar, you are the salt of the world. Oscar, you are born to make a difference. Oscar, you are not an ordinary transformational speaker. Oscar, you are a global brand. Ghana and UK is too small for you. Oscar, you are born to really take the world by storm. Your gift cannot be compared to anyone. Your gift is unique. Oscar, I am born to really change the dynamics of the world. These are called positive affirmations. What do you say to yourself on the normal day? Who you want to become. When you say it, it becomes a reality. I want to get to the stage where I'm booked the whole year. To the extent that when you need me, you have to wait another year. I say to myself all the time. You see, what a lot of people don't know is that they don't know what they carry. So they cannot say to themselves who they want to be. I know what I carry. I see myself to be the best. You see, you not seeing me to be the best. It's your problem. That is not my problem. It's your opinion about me. But if your opinion about me does not really get to the level of who I want to become, then that becomes your problem. If you cannot tell people who you want to become, then it cannot be a reality. If you want to be a president of the nation, you have to say it to yourself. If you want to have one of the biggest and most powerful business on earth, you have to say it to yourself. Positive affirmations have got a way of getting us there. the things you say to yourself, you become. What are you saying to yourself? That is positive affirmations. How to overcome crisis in the mind. The next one is feed the mind. Feed the mind. What are you feeding your mind with? What are you feeding your mind with? It's very critical to your success in life. You cannot feed yourself with healthy food and become sick. You cannot, if you feed your mind with junk, you become sick. What are you feeding your mind with? Because whatever you feed your mind with, you become. It's very simple. If you feed your mind with the negatives of life, that is what you become. If I save my name on the computer as Oscar Bimpong, when I need it, that is what I get. I don't get Dovisenya. No, I don't get Dovisenya. No, I don't get it. Whatever you save on your computer, that is what you get. Whatever you save in your mind, that is what you get. What are you saving in your mind? You cannot sow tomato seeds and get pepper fruits. Whatever you feed your mind with, you become. Especially in a pandemic like this, what are you feeding your mind with? Are you reading books? Are you going to YouTube to really inspire yourself, learn about your trade, the business you want to start? Can you get a motivational video that the business you want to start, somebody started with nothing, but today they are a millionaire? Just to inspire you. I've written a book in 2 weeks. Because of this pandemic, I'm taking advantage. I've started another book. That book, I wrote it to a level, and I've started working on it just yesterday when I finished that book. It's called Leadership Lens. A spectacle that everybody must wear. I want to get 2 books out after this pandemic that in 10 years' time, I will be telling people that when there was pandemic, this is what I was able to achieve. It becomes a story to share. What are you doing in this pandemic? This pandemic, I have dedicated myself to watch African leaders that have made impact on the continent. I'm looking at documentary of Louis Nyerere, documentary of Jomo Kenyatta, documentary of Kwame Nkrumah, documentary of Kenneth Kaunda, all these big iconic leaders in Africa. How were they able to impact and get freedom for us? And I'm asking myself, where did we go wrong with leadership in Africa? I'm learning something in this pandemic. What are you feeding your mind this pandemic? Are you just sitting down, waiting for Corona to go, for you to go back to the routine, 9 to 5, or that small business that is never growing, continue the same level until another pandemic? The mind, the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind, the mind. If you don't work on this, nothing works for you. Let me just finish because I have to finish 9 o'clock. How to overcome crisis in the mind. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Which people are you surrounding yourself with? Do they believe in your vision? Are they there for you? Are they ready to fight the battle with you? When you are weak, are they strong for you? When you are down, do they tell you that it's possible? When things are not going well, do they tap your shoulder and tell you that you can do it? Which people are you surrounding yourself with? The people you surround yourself with are very critical to your success in life. The people that pushes you, the people that are at the top, that when you are talking to them, they make you feel uncomfortable because they make you seem you are not doing well. They make you seem you are not putting in much effort. They are the people that you need in life. People that when you meet them and you are having a conversation, they make you feel that you are not knowledgeable. Because they carry so much in-depth of knowledge that they make you feel like a small boy. They are the people you need to work with. Why? Because they cause you to aspire to get to their level or to even do better than them. Which people are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people that say yes, 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 Amasa? People that says you are good, they are always singing your praises. When you have got people that are always singing your praises, you are in the wrong crowd. You need to get to people that will tell you in your face that, look, what you are doing is wrong. Whether you take it or you leave it or you stop a relationship with them, they have set their mind and they move away. They are the people that you need. People that will tell you the truth. Not that you are not doing well and they will say you are doing well. No. I've got a mentor. He will watch all these my videos and he will call me and he will discuss it second by second, minute by minute. Things I should not have said, things I should have said, things that he think I should improve upon. He is not in my life to make things comfortable for me, but he is in my life to stretch me. Which are the people in the life that are stretching you for you to really maximize your potential? People cannot tell you the truth. One of my mentors, one day I went to his office and I told him that, look, the way you are going, you have to check your health. 3 days, he called me and he said, why is it that you care? I said, probably people surrounding you are not telling you the truth. You need to get people around you that are going to say it as it is. Because that kind of level of discussion or language causes you to sit up. Then the last thing you need to overcome during crisis in the mind is to guard your mind. Guard it. Guard your mind. You have to be the police officer. You have to be the immigration officer. You have to be the army officer of your mind. Meaning that you have to determine what goes into your mind and what does not. You have to be the army officer of your mind. Many of you have left your mind ajar, that anything at all can be done there. There are some people, their mind is the biggest junkyard. Because everybody deposits whatever they want in their mind. That sounds scary, but it's very true. If you can even have a 3D picture of what is in your mind, in picture, that is, if you are jealous, if you are somebody that does not want to learn, if you are somebody that's accustomed to negative thoughts, you are somebody that does not want to improve, you are somebody that does not want to start a business, and all of these things are being embedded and they are into 3D picture of your mind, you realize that your mind is the biggest junk that you can ever think of. I want you to guard your mind, especially this pandemic and this crisis. Guard your mind. Let me just finish quickly. Almost done. I want to be on time today. In times of crisis, one of your biggest advantage is to surround yourself with like-minded people. You write that one down. In times of crisis, one of the biggest advantage is to surround yourself with like-minded people. And this is my last word to you. Next week, Wednesday, we are going to talk about the impact of crisis on your talent, vision, and business. That's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to end with a quote by Ram Emanuel. It says, never let a crisis go to waste. And what I mean by that is, it's an opportunity to do things you think you could not do before. I'm going to repeat that. Never let crisis go to waste. And what I mean by that is, it's an opportunity to do things you think you could not do before. What are the things that you thought you could not do before? This is the opportunity to really start doing it. I want to encourage you, for you to understand that whatever level you find yourself in life, you can do better. There is always room for improvement. The biggest room they say you can ever get is the room of, is the room of improvement. That room does not have walls. The moment you put in the effort, that room is able to accommodate you. I want you to understand that if you are earning X amount of salary, you can earn more. If you are making sales of X amount of money, you can make more. If you are impacting the lives of 100 people, I can tell you can impact millions. The difference is that you don't grow. Why are you not growing? Because you are not consistent with your vision. Consistency is the only way to grow. When a baby is born, nobody tells the baby to start walking. Nobody tells the baby that at this point in time, I want to start walking. You start walking. Get up and start walking. No. The baby at the point in time realizes that I have to start walking. Because I have to grow. I cannot stay in this state. So the baby starts walking. Without nobody telling them. Then at the point in time, when the baby starts walking, the first step they fall. Wow. Is that how this journey is going to be? The baby will say to themselves. When they fall, they cry. But a baby does not stay crying when they fall. They get up and walk. You started that business. You started that talent development. You started that vision. You started that career. When you started, you failed. Because of that, you have given up. Have the mindset of the baby. That baby that said that, look, I am not giving up. I will take a step again. So the baby gets up. Take another step. 1, 2, 3. They fall. They get up again. How many times have you fallen? And because of that, you have given up. The baby never gives up. And do you know what? Nobody tells the baby, not even the encouragement of the baby does not understand because they cannot speak. They can only hear, but they cannot speak. They cannot even acknowledge the motivation you are giving them. But they see it upon themselves that at this point in my life, I have to grow. Are you growing at this point in your life? Did you just took 1 or 2 steps and you failed, and because of that, you have decided to fall for the rest of your life? You need to have the mindset of the baby. Now it reaches a time, the baby becomes more grounded, and they can take more steps before they fall. Now at this juncture, falling becomes normal. For some of us, we have reached a stage in our life that when we face challenges, it is normal because we are falling for the 18th time. So falling is no news to us. Until you get to a certain stage in life, you will never be able to get accustomed to the challenges that you face. Why? Because many of you don't face your challenges. You run away from it. So there's no way you can get used to. Like the baby that gets grounded, but at a point in time, they still fall. Now it reaches a time that the baby becomes so grounded that they don't just fall. Falling becomes so rare in their lives. In the same way, if you continue to pursue your vision, it will reach a time that you will be so much stabilized that nothing can cause you to fall. But you see, even when the baby becomes adult, they are still not prone to falling. Very interesting. When the baby becomes grounded, matured man, even when they become old, they are still not prone to falling. They still fall from time to time. But do you know why? They always get up, because the enormous experience they have got from falling means that they cannot stay falling anymore. You need to get to that stage. That is my prayer for you. That is what I want to provoke you with. That you need to get to the stage where, even if you are an adult, where your business has grown to a certain level, when you fall to a certain level, you still pick up the pieces and start again. Where do you stand? Have the mindset of the baby. I want you to understand, and I want you to have the self-belief that you can do it. I'm still on a mindset revolution coaching. It's just 3 sessions to really work on your mind. 3 sessions for you to really have a transformation in the mind. 3 sessions for you to believe and have the understanding that you are born to make it. Just call, just inbox me, and let's use this pandemic season to prepare your mind for the future, to prepare your mind for the vision ahead, to prepare your mind for the battle ahead. Just inbox me. I'll just put my WhatsApp number on the messages page so that you can contact me and we can take that journey. The Mindset Revolution Coaching, re-engineering your mind from prison to purpose. And you have to watch out my new book coming out, Mindset Revolution. It's a powerful book. It's a powerful book of the mind. How you need to have that book. You have to even get a loan to get that book if you don't have money. You cannot have an excuse with that book. When I read the book, I every time I read the book from time to time, I ask myself, am I the one who wrote this? It's a powerful book. I love it. I don't need a third party to tell me it's a powerful book. I have to tell myself, because when I read it, I'm like, wow. There are more greater days ahead. There are more better days ahead. I want you to position yourself for breakthrough. Position yourself for better things. Position yourself for good things ahead. Because there are so many things that are waiting, but it's just because you haven't taken a step. I want you to stay blessed, and I want you to continue to push your vision. I always say, it's possible if only you believe. Stay blessed and have a blessed week. Thank you. Bye.